This is a little bit of an impromptu live, but I do wanna talk about this coming week because shit's getting a little fucking wonky. Pisces retrograde doesn't end till the 23rd. Unfortunately, there's about 11 to 15 days of shadow after once it goes stations direct. So there is still some repercussions, that will feel instantly, during that time. Once that retrograde ends, we're gonna see a big difference in. Sorry, I'm trying to hide my mother. I'm live, mom, just so you know. You're fine, I'm just trying to give you privacy. So Time Nomad, I'll show you right now, it's actually one of my favorites, is a website or it's a, astrological. Sorry, it's not answering, it's not giving me what I want. We're gonna choose, gives you any ephemeris that you need. Yeah, I can keep an eye on Dakota. That's fine. I don't mind. March 14th, I'll show you right now about Time Nomad, by the way. Uh, Selected. So it just basically gives you. I wanna have the chart details. Basically gives you a full breakdown of the entire chart, including, like, in Aries right now in AstroSeek, you're not seeing what they're not showing you is you've got Eris at 24 degrees, and you've got, which is exactly where Chiron is. Now Eris is the ruler of discord. So you're seeing discord happening. Hi, Dala. Is it Delay? Am I right? Dolly? Delay? It's beautiful either way. Nice to see you. Happy to have you here. Um, the goddess of discord. And so we're seeing a lot of discord right now, obviously. But then also Ceres is tracked in the sky as well. Then also, if you go down to Pisces, which is where the big stack is, if you were to look on AstroSeek, excuse me, you would only see four in the stack there. Dolly, nice to meet you. Thanks for being here, sweet pea. But if you were to look at if you were to look at Time Nomad tells you about Vesta, the North Node, Mars, Mercury, Pallas, the sun, and the part of fortune. So it tracks absolutely everything that's happening in the sky. I love Time Nomad for that reason. So I would suggest that. I don't get anything from it either. I don't even think the owner knows I'm alive, but I do love that app so much. And it's a one-time thing. I'm really tired of microtransactions, and I was really excited to learn that when you buy Time Nomad, you can buy it outright for like $10, and then there's a couple other things that you can buy additionally, but again, they're only one-time fees, which is really cool. But let's talk about it. So, what happens when Chiron and Eris are at exactly 24 degrees? Um, I wish I could share my screen with you guys so I can show you how I draw the conclusions between them. But I don't know if you guys can feel it, but I know you can feel it. I don't mean to be coy when I say this. There's some mischief afoot. Something's I mean, nothing's right now, we know that, right? But something in the air feels like this Mary Poppins reference I'd like to show you. So first, let me just go get it. Wish I could share my screen, it'd be so much better. Maybe I got an iOS and do it that way. Mary Poppins. Something is brewing. All right. Now I'm gonna unplug this. How about now? How about now? This is lame. The sound is back? We're back? We're back? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm gonna turn this up as loud as I can.
Winds in the east, mist coming in. Like something is brewing, about to begin. I put me finger on what lies in store. I feel what's to happen. All happened before.
Okay, a little less jovial, right? Like, a little less jovial about it, but that feeling of just knowing, right? "Back in the saddle again." Get me going, Jessica. That's a karaoke song, baby. But yeah, so it feels like that, and a lot of that has to do with the Eris Chiron 2424 having, everything stacked in Pisces is really, really, really scary, and the scary part of it is it's highly, highly emotional, incredibly emotional, and that's the problem, right? Everyone is working with emotions. Do you think it's a coincidence that this Pisces stack, which represents the ocean and the waves and the tumultuous energy that can happen within the ocean, is also happening while the war that we're in is mostly centered around the ocean and ocean waters. I mean, it's no shock to me that it's like that. Right now, the degree itself, 24 degrees in my living sovereign Decan system that I wrote, is a breaking pressure zone. Breaking pressure talks about rupture, revolution, exposure, I mean, lots of exposure, right? The point where something hidden that is when something is hidden that can no longer remain hidden. And that's what we're experiencing. Yeah, everything that we're experiencing is the ocean tides whipping us around like fucking crazy, while all of this um, seedy underbelly of the ocean is rising to the surface. If you guys read any of my articles this week, it was shaped around the Pisces stack and how right this second we're currently experiencing the pullback. Hi, Derek, the pullback of a tsunami. And oftentimes, when a tsunami happens, people on the beach are so mesmerized by the sudden lack of water, the ability to see all the shiny baubles and ocean life that normally is hidden beneath the currents of the ocean. And they're so busy looking at the bottom of the seabed and what's exposed and what they knew was always there but never had a chance to visually see, that they're not seeing the mountain of water waving back at them in this kinetic energy that's coming. And so I believe what we're experiencing is a societal shift of everyone looking down at what has been hidden for so long. And thank you. And because of that, it's important that people who are sensitive, who have the ability to communicate with the stars or, manipulate energy in a way that we all have the ability to do, but we're more tuned to it because we've been doing it. It's our time to step forward and tell everyone to look up, move away. We know the underbelly is real. We've always known it's real. We've seen it. Now we've seen it. What's next? What's the plan? I believe the biggest issue right now with just the Democratic Party, if we're going to make this astro-political, okay, is that there is no leader offering us a route out of this. There's no plan. Everyone has band-aids. Everyone has uh, tape or glue or gum that they're using to shove in the holes of the boat that is sinking because it doesn't work, because it's never capitalism was never meant to work. It is not, it is a cancer. It activates and works on the same level as cancerous cells. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to resemble a metastasized cell, right? It's time for us to make a fucking plan. And it doesn't look like anyone in charge has any fucking idea what they're gonna do. I have a plan, and I wanna tell you guys, I've been holding out on sharing this, and I'm going to share this week, but I wrote Project 2032. I said, "If no one's gonna do it, I'll do it," and I did. I wrote it. I've got it. I've got a plan. I know exactly how we can do this, but we must begin immediately. And so it's not going to be something that's easy. It's not this shift, right? This shift in yes, and that's what I was going to get to, Jessica. We need people in individual communities to step up and begin creating plans. For instance, and let me just give you an example. My 16-year-old is a homeschooled kid. Um, and I won't take credit for it. I don't we do a lot of unschooling where we learn things, in a way where she has questions and I take the time, no matter what time of day, to answer them. But she does actually have assignments that she receives from teachers that she goes to twice a week. Um, Twice a week, she's in class for math and she's in class for science. Um, Her math teacher told the class next year they're not going to be providing lunch for students in the school. They've cut the funding. And where they've decided to take that funding away is thank you, Derek. I appreciate that. I'll check that out. When you decided to take the funding away, they've taken it away from feeding children. Now, I know a lot of you know that sometimes, a lot of times, I think it's like something like probably higher now, but I know when I last looked at the statistic in 2023, I believe it was like 35 to 40% of children get their food at school, and that's it. And I've also heard from teachers that there are often kids who will save their snacks in their pockets to bring home to their younger siblings who don't go to school. So when my daughter heard that the school was not going to be providing lunch anymore, she decided that she was gonna start saving some of her babysitting money to go towards buying snacks that can be kept in the math class next year for children who might be hungry. No one told my kid she had to do that. No one asked my kid to do that. But because she is a a beautiful human, she decided on her own that she was gonna take it upon herself. Come on, Dakota. Take it upon herself to help. And that is the type of leadership that we need. Because if we all did something, hi, Kismet, if we all did something, one thing, one thing outside of ourselves for our community, we wouldn't even need a central leadership. It would be decentralized leadership with mutual aid as the key. And it's difficult to go after movements that have decentralized leadership. I can feel it. I can feel the transition where it's almost as if we're being ushered like cattle through a door one by one. We're seeing each other cross the threshold with with what feels like zero power to do anything about it. That's right, David, that's right. But we do have power. Go a little bit farther into what I was talking about, the degree 24 degrees itself is that at that breaking pressure in my system. Chiron represents the wound becoming wisdom. I always talk about this. It's kind of preachy sometimes, but I have an article on it. I'll reshare it where you need to make your altar at your wound. For instance, my Gemini is in Chiron. My Chiron is in Gemini, I should say, rather. So my wound is the wound of being heard. It's the wound of being understood. It's the wound of speaking and being truly seen. Many of my past lives, I suffered from not being seen when speaking, and it's something I'm working through in this current existence. That's where I make my altar. That's what I do, why I'm doing what I'm doing. I have social anxiety. I am a very introverted person, but I come out of my shell and I have these conversations with you guys because my wound is my altar. And that's how we grow. So Chiron represents the wound as the altar, placing a place where pain becomes medicine. Inherited trauma patterns and teaches the born teaches like you're born from suffering. And I don't believe that you have to suffer in order to grow, but I do believe that the most prolific and profound parts of our intrinsic human soul are activated when we are suffering and when we see the suffering of others and how we respond and how we react to the suffering of others. Also at 24 degrees, breaking Chiron manifests as wounds becoming impossible to ignore. Have you guys been having, you'll be just doing something, maybe reading, maybe cooking, maybe brushing your teeth, doing something that's kind of idle, driving, things that you can do with like half your brain. And you've had something come up that you really thought you had forgotten about or worked through, and for some reason it struck you like someone reached into your soul and just plucked one painful resonant string, and I gotta clear my throat. Why would I cry about that right now? Have you guys been feeling that? That's Chiron in Aries combined with Mercury in Pisces, making you incredibly, incredibly emotional. Mercury brings things back in retrograde. It brings things back. Pisces is all about acid flashbacks. My husband was having those actually this week. That's actually crazy, kismet. He was telling me about those. But yeah, it brings it back. You're feeling that. And then the Chiron, the wound, plucks. And it's like, oh, I thought I was over that. How am I not over? I could just cry thinking about my thing. I'm 41. This happened when I was 12, babes. I'm still dealing with it. We're all feeling that, right? Trauma surfacing publicly. Does it happen to you when you're, I don't know, working or having a conversation with a friend, or maybe you're having to deal with your kid and you don't want what you're dealing with to bleed through into the way you're communicating with the people that you love, but it's difficult? Everything that I'm talking about is happening to the people who lead our country. They're fucking feeling this too. They're staying awake at night, experiencing trauma that suffers publicly, it's surfacing publicly. You're watching Chrissy Nome get what she gets. You're watching the press secretary, what's her name, Caroline KKK Levitt, stumble over words and be sick. Hi, Jonathan. Everyone, please make sure that you're following Jonathan. If you're looking to read something that takes you out of the norm and into something subconscious and also artistic, Jonathan's the one. Jonathan's the one. Do it. Okay. He's what I read when I need to not think about what's going on, but still keep myself grounded. Healing that happens through confrontation rather than the quiet processing. You're so welcome, Gray. I'm sorry. You're so welcome, Jonathan. I read my name. You're so welcome. No problem, dude. Eris represents disruption. I told you guys that, right? The truth that causes. Can I share this with you guys real quick? I'm sorry. This is what I'm looking at. That's it. I just wanted to share that with you. Like when you see me out here wistfully looking, like that's lovely. I'm at my brother's house. Okay. Uh, Audio died. No, no, no. Is it back? Is audio dead still? I'll be the saddest girl. You still hear me? Oh, good. I was like, I don't want to deal with that anymore. Okay, good. Okay. Let me close this down just a bit. No, that's a lot. Okay. There's my screen. Okay. Made some notes here. So Eris also talks about the truth that causes conflict. So think about that. We've got Eris at 24 degrees, Chiron at 24 degrees, both at breaking pressure. Breaking pressure illuminates shit, right? Then you've got Chiron, where it's asking us as a society, personally, collectively, politically, spiritually, fucking economically, however else you want to put it. It's asking us to put the wound and the altar together. It's asking us to accept the trauma publicly. It's asking for Pluto and Aquarius energy, which is death and rejuvenation. They're both at 24 degrees. They're both at breaking pressure. They're both about transcendence and transformation. Outsiders exposing hypocrisy. We're seeing so much independent media experience or so much independent media exposing, right? We're seeing so much uh, outsiders, people who you wouldn't anticipate having information coming out and 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 exposing things, and that's not just helping us in a good way. When you see outsiders exposing hypocrisy, that's also China and Russia helping Iran. Outsiders exposing hypocrisy. They're exposing the hypocrisy of America and they're assisting. Does that make sense? When I say that when I'm not writing about political stuff, I'm still writing about political stuff because everything is affected by the stars in the same way. It will be different for each person based on their chart and their astrological topography, but we are all feeling this in our own way. So when you think you're having a bad day, I want you to imagine how bad it is for Pete Hegseth. You think you're having a bad day? I want you to imagine how bad it is for a president that can't stop shitting himself in fucking public. Both both figuratively and literally shitting himself, shitting the bed. They're going through it too. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. When Eris sits in the breaking zone, her energy becomes extremely sharp, suppressed anger surfaces. Do you guys feel that divine feminine rising? You don't have to be a woman to feel it. All of us, I don't think that people understand. Yeah, state leadership is definitely exposing shit. I don't think people understand divine feminine lives in all of us. Divine masculine lives in all of us. Your chart has a certain ratio of masculine and feminine placements. My chart is highly masculine. My chart is incredibly masculine. I have a lot of divine masculine running through me. It shows very much in the way that I hold myself, in the way that I present myself. But I also have a deep rooted divine feminine, as we all do, baby, as we all do. Yeah. I know, Jessica, and I was just it's so funny that you say that. Pause on what I was just saying. This huge Pisces stack, it's all water, and we're experiencing drought, we're experiencing war on the sea, and we're experiencing what's to come with water wars. It's insane. I would encourage all of you, before I get back on track, I would encourage all of you, every single time that you go to the store, I would encourage you to spend an additional $1 to $2, whatever it costs for you, to buy a spring water, a gallon of spring water. Every time you go to the store, I'm gonna get candy and a gallon of spring water. I'm gonna get dinner and a gallon of spring water. I want you to just keep buying a gallon at a time. Don't go crazy. Trickle it in, right? I want you guys to look into how to store water long term. It's important. I think it's important for all of us to begin to do that. Don't freak out. I am not freaking out. I don't want you to freak out either. But think about it, okay? But yes, you guys feel the suppressed anger of the divine feminine in everything. She's mad. And what you're seeing in real time is the reaction of the fake divine masculine. None of us in this room has ever had the pleasure of truly encountering the real divine masculine. Let me tell you something about that. We've been given this patriarchy and force fed brainworms that tell us that men can't have emotion, that men can't experience trauma in the same way that there's no safe space for men. We've made it impossible for men to feel comfortable sharing their feelings. And when they distance themselves from their inner humanity, they lose touch with their divine feminine. And that causes them to lose touch with their divine masculine. And they're running on something that is absolutely toxic. It's not real. And there are so many women who are rightfully angry, so angry. Generations, fascia, remembering anger, muscle tissue, remembering anger. But it hurts men so deeply. And because these women, it's because these women are so angry, rightfully, I'm not taking it away, it creates misandry. Misandry is simply a response to misogyny. Without misogyny, there isn't misandry. And that misandry will be the death of us. We must find a way to make spaces for men. And this isn't me placating to the men. You know that. You know I am not one to do so. But we need to create spaces for men to experience and let out and feel comfort and within each other and within the divine feminine, whatever that means. Whatever that means. Marginalized voices are erupting right now with the Eris and 24 degrees. And then hidden fractures in power structures have become visible. And that's a lot. That's largely due to the water that's pulled back, right? With the Pisces. We're seeing the seabed. Eris is kind of letting us all see. I need you guys to see this now. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Damn. So there's no part of Eris that's politely ever, she never politely asks for change. Okay. Excuse me. But this is the most impolite way. 24 degrees to 29 is the most impolite version of Eris that you're going to get. We're getting her right now. So we've got the wound in Chiron, the rebellion of Eris, the breaking point of 24 degrees. The combination creates pain is turning into rebellion. You guys see it? You see the rebellion? I feel the rebellion. Marginalized wounds are demanding recognition. Suppressed trauma erupts into confrontation, and systems that caused harm are being publicly challenged as we speak. I want you guys to know that the regime doesn't win. There's no reality that I see as somebody who I believe is sensitive and sees ahead. What I see is a I see I see a world where things are better, and I see paths to get there. I see obstacles that are not going to be easy, but I believe that nothing tangible comes to you other than love when you're comfortable. And sometimes when you're too comfortable, you get stagnant. We must go through these growing pains. But what I can say is this. There is no part of me that downplays the implicit anger that I feel and I know we feel as a collective over the loss of life due to this regime. It will be years, decades before we're truly able to understand what this regime has done to people around the world. What I can promise you is this. I will not rest until every single one of them is held accountable in a court of law. I will never stop. I will never give in. I will never bend a knee. There will never be a moment where they will ever have any complicity from me. And I believe it will be because you guys believe that too, that we will win. I said this before, I said it again. You did not drill in my millennial ass head liberty and justice for motherfucking all my entire fucking life and expect me not to want to die for it. Please. We do need new laws, Marina. You're not wrong. But we will have them. We will have them. We will have our Hague. We will have our Nuremberg. It will happen. I believe it. But yeah, so Jonathan, I've talked to you about this before, and I hesitated to put it out before because I wasn't sure I was done with it, and I'm glad I didn't do it yet. But Project 2032 comes out this week. I was hoping that you guys would read it. It's very, very long. It is dense, it is boring at times, but it is my idea of the future, and I hope you guys will spread it around. I would like for Project 2032 to become so scary to Republicans that, they shake in their boots the way they wanted us to over 2025. I want them to read it. Hi, Tangled Up. I want them to read it, and I want them to fear it. You know what I'm saying? No, no, that's my Project 2032. I have it, Project 2032. So I wanna go a little bit farther into this real quick. So, because they're at exactly 24 degrees, uh, there's a conjunction. The wound and the disruptor become one force. So Eris and Chiron are one force. Um, the internal conflict that pushes them, it's gonna cause internal conflict that's gonna push people into challenging structures. And then there's also gonna be people who will feel healing, and that's gonna collide with collective conflict. So there's gonna be times soon coming up here where I want you guys to remember a couple things, okay? They want you to feel so sad and so scared. One of two things, either so scared that you are are frozen because you feel like you can't enjoy your life at all because other people are suffering, or so disengaged that you don't see the suffering. One of those two things. So either they want you disengaged with capitalism and TV and everything else, consumerism, or they want you, if you are engaged, they cannot get you to unengage. They want you to be so saturated with bad news that you can't possibly enjoy your life. Thank you. I love the frogs too. I say neither. I say, fuck that. They're not going to tell me how I'm going to feel. I'm going to grab every speck of joy in my life. I'm going to slow down. Every time I realize I'm feeling joy, I'm feeling love, I'm feeling connection to the world around me, I'm going to stop what I'm doing and I'm going to do five things. I'm going to say, what do I see? And I'm going to take an inventory. What do I hear? I'm gonna take an inventory. What do I feel? Inventory. Taste? Inventory. Smell? Inventory. I'm saving every fucking morsel. I'm licking my plate. I'm licking the plate of joy fucking clean. And no one is gonna make me feel bad for finding joy in my life because I can do two things at once. I can love my life, I can love the situations and find joy in little things and worry about the world. Absolutely. Starve them. Who's calling me? My husband. Husband? Oh my gosh, I'm here. I'm coming over. I'm gonna end her. I'm live. I'm gonna let you go. I love you. Bye. He told me that because I didn't call him when I got here, he's gonna get remarried. I'm gonna go find her. Um, yeah, I'm not doing it. I won't do it. And I want you guys to give yourselves permission to feel joy. Let's listen to the frogs. I'm grateful. I want you guys to remember this. I wrote this a while ago. It's one of my favorite things I've ever written. Laughter is a lockpick. Laughter is a lockpick. They can't take it from you, and it fucking drives them crazy. It drives them fucking wild that they can't get in your brain and steal your joy. It drives them so grateful. I love that. That's like my favorite thing ever. Derek, I swear to God, I'm gonna trademark that shit. You genius. Grateful. Okay. This is how you get calmed, bro. Hold on. Give me a second. Alright, I followed you. I love it. That's so good. That was so good. Okay. Good slash bad pun, I loved it. Such a bad yeah, that's it. See, Jonathan finds and that's what I'm talking about. When I read Jonathan's work, I can feel his joy. I get lost in it. I get lost in it, and it reminds me about 'cause I'm a huge horror fan myself. I'm really into, like, mind-bending shit. I love reading horror books, like, this is one of my favorite murder mysteries. I love a good murder mystery. Um, so when I read your stuff, Jonathan, I can feel your joy. You know what I mean? I can feel your escape in it, and it helps me escape, and that's the way it should be. That is the way it fucking should be. Which leads me to my next thing. I don't know if you guys in the chat, if anybody reads is there anybody who reads, fantasy or time travel stories? Does anybody in the chat into that type of stuff? Like, the closest I can say I would like it to be is, um, like, if I don't even know. It's like if Back to the Future met Game of Thrones. It's a little Sliders. It's a little bit like Sliders, but there's a completely different vibe to it. I don't know how else to explain it. It's completely new. Anyways, I'm writing I love Outlander. Oh my god, the books are so fucking good. 12 Monkeys is good. 12 Monkeys is good. What's in the box, bro? What's in the box, bro? Um, I'm writing a time travel romance story. It's amazing. It's an ensemble cast. And it's got 8 books. 4 of them are full novels, 4 of them are novellas. And it's crazy. It's taken me about 4 years to write the whole plot out because when you're writing time travel, you have to have it the entire thing written proper. If you're gonna do it right, right? You have to have the entire thing written before you can start or outline before you write so that you can make sure there's no loopholes. Put this over here. It's my now I need a light. Expanded version. Yeah, kind of. It's different, and anyways, let me get to the point. I've decided rather than trying to find, trying to write the whole thing and then find an agent and all that jazz, I'm just gonna serialize it. So I'm gonna start releasing chapters is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna create another publication and it's gonna be just serializing my story. And I'm a little nervous about it because I know that it's so good. I'm afraid that, like, I don't know, you artists understand that you kind of hold your best work, you believe your best work kind of close to your chest for longer for fear that someone will, like, steal it or, I don't know, like, do like do something capitalistic to it. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so I was thinking about serializing it. Some of you have been telling me for a while to do it. So I'm thinking about doing that. And what's really cool about that is that if you serialize it, you can create a following that is excited. My eyes, very creepy. You can create a following that is excited to get it when you decide that you will release it that way. So also, I don't think I wanna be owned by any labels. I think I just wanna be indie. I think mostly what I wanna do is just be independent. And I hate to say this, I know it sounds so weird. I know it sounds so weird, but, like, I don't even care if I get paid for it. I just need to get the story out of my head. It's been in my head for so long that at this point, I think the characters are going crazy, and they need to be heard by more than just me and my husband. But yeah, I do worry about like some of the ideas that I've gotten it for time travel are things I've never ever read before, and I've read quite a bit of time travel. So the mechanisms of time travel have been done so many times. I'm afraid that when I start talking about it, people are gonna be like, "Oh, that's good." Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I know, and it's like if I don't get it out soon, I might lose my mind. But also, I don't know if you guys are there any other writers in the chat, but like I'm also writing a contemporary romance. It's just like a cute little like It's just a cute little, I don't know, I'm probably gonna write it in a weekend is what will happen, but, like, it's ju it's just, like, this cute little, like, second chance romance that I push play on in my head. So when I go to bed at night, I get everything ready, I lay down, and then I push play on where I was last in writing the story, and I write more of the story until I have the entire story written in my head as I fall asleep every night. Usually takes me a couple months. And then after I've got the whole story written in my head, basically outlined with the part like the more romantic or like dramatic parts I've already got, like I know what I want them to say in my head. Then I'll say, "Dakota, come on. Come on, baby." I'll sit and write it from there. So that's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm obsessed. Yeah, I gotta go. I'm gonna go too, guys. I have to get to work. I have, 2 reports I have to finish this evening. I'm a little bit behind, so, a couple things I wanna tell you. If you guys are looking to do past life reading or you guys don't know how to do shadow work, I do this reading that's based off your chart called the Shadow Feast, where I show you how to activate shadow work based off your chart. You can book all of those right now. There's links on my page. I have 2 more spots left for April. I'm pretty booked and busy. I'm very excited. And then please make sure that you guys are taking advantage, if you haven't already, to subscribe for a year. I think you can get 30% off right now automatically, I believe. So if you just go subscribe for a year, you'll get that. That's it. Also, magic is science and science is magic, and you can't tell me otherwise because I don't believe you. Okay, bye. See you later.